going through all the nitty gritty of getting wagon, getting cheese, going on herb picking adventure. Let's have y'all kind of talk through what the overall plan is, and we can make some rolls to figure out if there were any difficulties, and from there we'll start putting that plan into action.
So,
just to clarify, what happened that night at the bar?
Yeah, there was a guy that was going to tell me stories.
Right. Yeah.
So maybe Kai gets killed.
And maybe try to kill me. And like, I want to figure that out so I can know if I need to keep my hastily put together form.
Yeah, he's already got a new character rolled up.
So doodle-doo, back in time. You all, let's see. When we last left off, you were walking out of the mayor's office.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
For the second time.
Yeah, and I had pulled them off to the side, like down an alleyway, and changed form and then changed clothes.
Yeah, without telling us, he started stripping. And I had to remind him that I do not swing that way.
So yeah, you find yourself with a couple hours to kill before your planned meet-up time at the tavern. So what is everybody doing with that little bit of extra time?
Oh, I'm making sure I have a nice selection of chalk, and waxing the strings on my instruments.
Maintaining equipment, maybe working on a little bit of smithing.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna head to the bar.
Gonna hit it hard. Look, we've been through some bullshit.
Yeah. So you find yourselves. Let's see here. Tavern is across the street there. Over yonder. Let me grab a... Oh, we already have the paladin. What's a nice, ominous... There we go. Yeah, so you all while away the hours. Lothar goes to the pub to tie one on after a very long few days in the woods. Zoo and Thas are taking care of their equipment and dealing with a couple chores around town, their usual day-to-day. Athelios, what do you spend your time doing?
Well, first thing I went to do is take care of Jerry, make sure Jerry's well taken care of and is fed at the local stable. And then for the rest of the time, in my new form and changed outfit, I'm going to be out in the garden, in the corner, where I can... Wait, where's the door to this garden?
It's kind of all open along here.
Is it right here? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I thought this was all hedge.
Oh, no, sorry. This is all just kind of an open garden space, and then this is all road over here.
I will be underneath this tree behind the fence so I can see everything. And I will be playing my panpipe.
And which form are you in?
I'm still in the random person from my past.
Solid.
I'm not in the one that everybody knows. Yeah, and so that's what I'm gonna do.
Sweet. Yeah, you see the large man from the mayor's office, wandering down the street, headed towards the bar a couple minutes before you're supposed to meet. He's coming from the crafting area of town where all the smiths and armor makers are located. It's kind of meandering down that way.
Okay, do I notice any weapons on him?
Yes. Make a perception check for me.
Perception check. Okay. Oh, hold on. I rolled it in the wrong one. I didn't. Is B a 20?
B?
Yeah, it's a nat 20.
Hey, yeah, you. It's hard to miss the large sword across his back, but with your keen eye and with several years of martial training and knowing where to hide weapons about oneself, you notice that he has not one, not two, but 4 knives in his boots and a very cleverly concealed knife inside of his belt. It's more of a punch dagger than anything, but boots and belt too stiff where they should be slightly more giving. Give it away.
Supple. Okay.
Mhm.
Cool.
He's not wearing armor. Wearing just, normal shirt and pants, maybe a light coat. And once again, you're struck by just how many scars this particular fella has.
Anything else of note about this character that I can see in my perception check?
No, he carries himself pretty easily, very confidently. You've seen him around a time or two around town through the last couple of years, but never really made a note of him outside of several scars. Brothers and adventures coming through town that not all that unheard of to have someone armed and clearly used to fighting wander through.
Okay. Good to know.
And he rounds the corner, and you hear the tavern door creak open.
I will wait for everyone else to arrive.
All right. Lothar, Zoo, did you want to be hanging with Lothar in there?
Yeah, it was a quick waxing of the strings. There's nothing much.
Is that what they're calling it these days?
Yeah, waxing of the strings.
Yeah, you and Fast, did you want to be in there as well?
Yeah.
Sweet. All right. So the 3 of you are enjoying a beverage or two at the table in here, or maybe more, depending on how long of a 3-day span it was for you. And you see the same fellow walk in that you saw in the mayor's office. He wanders over to the innkeeper, gets a beer, sits down at a table with his back to the wall.
I would like to try to intercept him getting the beer and attempt to pay for it. I said to buy him a beer. He's like, no, the first one's on me.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I saw you in the mayor's office earlier.
Oh, and I saw you too, coming out. I saw all the scars, and I want to know how you got them scars. What brings you to our fine city of Gotham?
Well, that's a couple big questions. I got the scars one at a time, and came here to earn a coin or two.
And so I'll point to one that seems like the biggest scar and ask him how he got that one.
It's an oddly winding scar that kind of goes all the way around his head, up and down, almost as if something with long curved rows of teeth bit his entire head. And he goes, "Oh, that one. Yeah, that was a pretty good one. Well, there's a big old beastie. Still not quite sure what I was supposed to call it, but anywho, it had a whole lot of teeth and claws that were even worse. And it kind of pulls back his shirt a little bit to show 4 significantly puckered claw marks across his upper chest. And he goes, "Well, he got my head in a bite, but my helmet stopped him, and I stabbed him in the heart before he could take another go at me. It took me 3 months to heal up."
Wow, that's impressive that you healed that fast from all those scars. What? So you just stabbed him? How big was this thing?
Oh, bear and a half.
It's good using a unit of measurement. Yeah.
Well, when it comes to monsters, it's hard to really put your finger on it unless you have a good point of comparison.
And what's kind of your going rate? Like what kind of things? Like our town is always in need of adventurers. We're adventurers ourselves. I kind of gesture to the party, and it's always good to kind of hear any tips from passersby, and then also like if we need assistance, like what is your going rate? Like what kind of things do you specialize in?
Well, depends on the job, but mostly I specialize in killing things. Don't want to be killed.
Okay.
Of course, I do a little bit of bodyguard work here and there, and heavy lifting when the adventuring jobs dry up if I haven't been careful with my coin.
And how long do you plan on staying here?
Oh, probably a month or 3. Stay till the middle of summer and take off before the winters set in.
Any jobs really holding your interest right now?
Well, I do a little bit of bodyguard work for the mayor. He seems to think someone's after him. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that
Honestly,
mayor.
The mayor's he's a lot. Seems well intentioned, but
yeah, he gets threats. I would assume a lot just by the way that he just deals and interacts with people. But I can understand where he may think or get the wrong idea that he was threatened.
Well, and
he seems to read into things the wrong way. You know what I mean?
Well, and it wouldn't surprise me if he's done a little bit of business that make folks want to threaten him.
On that note, I'm gonna wander over and take a seat and join him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you pop into the bar and see the very scarred man sitting there with Zoo and Thas. You see Lothar. How drunk is Lothar?
Oh, I'm not housed. I was just mostly just chilling.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I wasn't like throwing them back the whole time.
I didn't realize we were all at the same table. I figured at that point, because he wandered over and Lothar didn't move and I didn't move, so I just assumed we were listening in.
Would you
At
mind
this point, I'm going to enter the bar, but I will not join them. I'm just gonna go sit at the.
With him entering, I'm gonna talk to this mercenary guy and tell him. Yeah, the mayor, I'm sure, gets a lot of threats and sometimes stupid people say stupid things that they definitely aren't going to act on because they're just stupid. I'm going to yell that out quite loudly.
Oh my goodness.
And they just don't phrase things very well.
Well, I beg to differ on that particular point. I think a lot of people say things when they're mad that they mean deep down don't usually want to say. I mean, I've been stabbed a time or 3 off of people who were totally harmless, if you catch my drift.
Timer 3. That's a lot of times to be stabbed by people that are just totally harmless.
Exactly.
Well, I believe that deep down, deeper than what you're saying, there's a little seed of good in everyone.
Zoo, are you saying people are like onions?
Yeah, they have layers of complexity.
Sometimes there's a layer that's stupid. Then underneath a layer that's a little mean. and then a layer that's really stupid again.
Yeah, and then below that layer is the niceness sometimes.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
I met an ogre like that once.
Oh,
Every layer I took off of him, he'd get real mad, and then seemed real friendly. Well, at least that his begging changed.
oh.
Send him a ladder.
different kind of layers. I think we're talking about
Oh.
here.
Sorry, I'm not that good at metaphor.
Oh,
Haven't really needed it much in my line of work. You understand?
it's okay. I'm bad at numbers.
Happens
He
to the
is
best of
really
us.
bad at numbers.
I think people tell me I'm bad at numbers. Who knows? People
I mean,
who go along
he
with
has
it.
a
don't-
shell he can do calculations on, and he's still
That's
bad at numbers.
not what this is for. By the way, can you describe that creature and I'll try to draw it on my shell?
Oh, sure, absolutely. The is well, I'd say about 5.5 feet tall at the shoulder,
Mhm.
and had a mouth half as big as its chest. The shark teeth all up in a mammal body. The hair was half fallen out, but real wiry, like a. You ever seen a mangy wolf?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like one of them. And the snake for a tail is what really caught me off guard, but
Oh.
I managed to have good enough reflexes to not have to worry about it too much.
All right. Well, I'm gonna
Turns
attempt
out
to.
you tie a knot in it, and well, snake don't really move much once it doesn't have blood flow.
I'm gonna attempt to draw this. It's gonna be, if you're okay with it, it's gonna be you in one hand tying a knot on the snake tail, and the other hand going, kind of going through this creature's heart with your sword. Its head, it's gonna be biting down on top of your head, and then I'm gonna put little X's on its side so people know it's dead. And then, yeah, lots of blood everywhere. Is that good?
That'd be mighty kind of you.
And I will attempt to draw it.
Yeah. That said, gentlemen, I am afraid that I have a few stories to our young friend over there. So, if you'll excuse me, I'll be taking my leave. And he stands up and starts wandering over towards Athelios.
He doesn't know what I look like.
Oh, sometimes people have abilities. We are level.
It's not an illusion. He can't dispel the illusion. I'm actually
I
physically
thought-
look like that.
You don't
I
even
thought
know.
you ran into him in
We
the
ran into him, yes, but I wasn't in that form yet. I wasn't in my new form. But I'll excuse it as long as he's not about to fucking try to stab me in the back.
It's okay. I'll excuse it, GM. You can go ahead and tell your story.
Yeah.
I am just saying that it's not an illusion, so they can't use dispel illusion or whatever the spell is.
Does your smell change too?
Yeah,
Wait,
everything
so-
about me changes.
Timeout, point of order, just to make sure I've got things straight in my head here. So he saw you in your regular form,
In my village form, like in
coming
my
out of-
everyday.
the mayor's office when you first saw him.
Yes, and then afterwards I changed.
Okay, sweet.
For
The,
story's sake, to advance this quicker.
oh no,
you-
you're fine. That was my mistake.
Yeah.
So I rewind. He so yeah,
Yeah,
he
they do
stays,
flawlessly copy people.
yeah. The so yeah, so he stays sitting at the table with y'all. And he
Unless
goes,
they have detect thoughts.
Or he saw.
even then, it's a new persona.
Right.
mhm.
He doesn't know
He
who
goes-
he is.
It's a completely fabricated persona.
Look, I'm just trying to help him out here.
Well, he could have seen us traveling with you and put two and two together if he's that kind of intelligent.
True. What do you want to do, Jim?
Oh, he doesn't recognize you. If that's what you're going for, I think that's a easy no roll.
In that case, I'm just
yeah.
kidding.
I
Yep.
just wanted to get in here so I could hear the conversation.
Mhm. The so yeah, he takes a big old swig of his beer and he goes, so how about all of you? If I remember right, y'all had a fourth member not too long ago. What happened to him?
You remember
Well,
how I mentioned stupid?
I
Hmm.
vaguely recall.
Yeah. So I think we've beaten around the bush quite a bit. Let's just put all our cards on the table here. Obviously, the mayor didn't like one of those people, right?
He hates metaphors.
He
This is not a metaphor.
Cards on the table.
he kind of straightens a little bit as you say cards on the table, and he doesn't squint at you, but his eyes almost imperceptibly narrow.
Poker.
But he doesn't really say anything, but kind of gives you a go on nod.
So our stupid other member of our party, he said some stupid, unintended things to the mayor.
I'm starting to see now why you brought
See where
up
I'm going?
stupid people earlier.
Yeah. Like maybe some people shouldn't talk. Sometimes.
Well, I've never been one to deny someone their ability to speak, save for when I cut their tongues out. But I see your
Yeah,
point.
sure. That's normal. That's totally normal. Understandable. Um
I'm gonna
What
choke
is-
on my beer a little bit as he says, "Cut out their tongues."
let's go this route. What are your intentions towards our fourth member since you bring him up?
Well, don't really
Like,
have
are-
any.
Oh, okay. Because I mean, if it's just a beating or, just something understandable.
I would like to do well, what is it called? Can I tell if he's lying?
You can make an insight check for sure.
Insight. Yeah. Insight.
Yeah, we may as well too.
Let's see. Where's
21.
that pesky old insight.
What are we inciting exactly? Like what do
Did
we
he mean it like I don't have any intentions towards
Nat
Athelios?
one.
You got the nat one, Athelios?
Oh wait, no, it's a 7. Sorry, I thought that was a 1. It's hard to see. So I got 8 or 7 total.
All right, Athelios. As you're eavesdropping, you breathe a sigh of relief. This man has no ill intention towards you.
Okay. Cool.
Fast.
Cool.
Yeah.
You rolled a 21.
I got a 15.
Oh, you got a 15.
Oh,
Who rolled
fast.
21?
Fast.
I did.
Yeah, sorry.
Ah.
Yes.
For you two, this is not a kind man, and he's not a good man. He is lying through his teeth to you. He absolutely has a plan in mind, but does not want to disclose it.
I thought we were getting all friendly here.
Would you like another beer?
Oh no, I try and have one at a time. And he takes a big old pull off his beer.
It's still all right. Got it.
I thought we were having a nice little get to know each other and
Oh,
You
there's
know,
a,
as I said, put our cards on the table and yet you're not entirely telling the truth here.
Well, you said you were putting your cards on the table. I said nothing about what I was going to do with my cards.
well,
Is your friend still around town?
I'm sure he's around somewhere.
yeah, he is.
Well,
I mean, after all, stupid people don't worry about the repercussions of their stupid actions. I'm going to say that rather loudly. Am I right?
suppose you can agree. The what I can tell you is if your friend decides to behave foolishly, I have a vested interest in convincing him to behave otherwise.
Oh, we do too.
Oh, we do. Yep. Exactly, do. However, let's not behave stupidly. Right?
Couldn't agree more. Well,
Do you need to talk to him or anything?
well, if do you think he's going to have anything to say.
Oh no, nothing valuable. I think that we've worked this out enough, and that you could just protect the mayor. And I think we can communicate back to him that if he acts against the mayor, that he kind of answers to you, which we'll understand and we'll relinquish him for his punishment. Maybe depending on what it is. But yeah, no, I don't think you need to talk to him. I fear that. You seem like a tough and independent individual, and he is a independent individual. And I think that the communication will go well between you two. So I think it's better that we can communicate with him.
I'm gonna get up and walk this way. I'm gonna look through the door. Is there anybody in this door or in this room at the moment?
Let's see here. No, there's not.
I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna change form.
Okay.
Back to my original form.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna walk through and come and grab a. Is his beer still full? Did I notice that his beer was still full or half full?
His beer is about half full. Although you'd be hard pressed to see it across the room in a non-transparent glass.
I'm prepping an action, Jake.
I am going to grab from the. I'm gonna grab from the bar the leg of whatever we serve and bring it to the table.
The bar over
And
here, right?
I'm going to
Are you bringing
come
a
sit
drink with
down.
Mm.
What?
You bringing a drink with you?
No, I'm not bringing my drink. I finished my drink.
Nah, solid.
And I'm going to sit down right next to the guy and push the leg of whatever we serve around here in front of him and say, I overheard the entire conversation and I will guarantee you this. I mean no harm to the mayor, and should I be so foolish to do anything untoward to the mayor, you are free to strike me down.
Athelius, I don't know if you really heard the entire conversation. This not so gentleman, this not so gentleman. He wants your teeth, dude.
Yeah, if you
From what I heard is
no, you gotta read between the lines. Sometimes you've gotta read between the lines.
He failed his
insight
check.
his
He doesn't-
insight check.
I know. That's why I'm I'm giving him a hard time right now.
Oh,
As you sit down, this fella goes, I kind of wondered when you would show up.
Okay. Well, here I am. I said what I said as I was sitting down.
Yeah.
I said, well, here I am, and I overheard the conversation. And again, I meant no harm to the mayor. He was just being one of those stupid people trying to shortchange us.
Now, see, I've known the mayor a long time, and from what he told me, you threatened to kill him if he didn't agree to your demands.
Well, you see, the thing is, and I'm gonna in the interest of my party and my own well-being, I'm gonna tell you that I am a changeling, and I can shapeshift to whoever's form I choose, as you could probably work that out in this situation. And all I meant is that I could shift into the mayor's form and maybe say a few bad things around town and shift the vote a little bit. I didn't mean to say that I was going to kill him, and my friends here were very quick to tell me once we had left that I had been very, very stupid in my wording.
I see.
He don't talk real
Well,
good.
Yeah, I don't talk real good.
I'm going to interject real quick, and I just had a real quick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, real quick. No bearing on the conversation. This is more for now that it's on the table that you're a shapeshifter. If he cuts your tongue out, does it grow back in your next form? Does that
That
happen?
is an excellent question.
I'm just wondering.
Yes,
I know it's
actually-
bugging
it
me, and I
actually
wanted to ask.
does.
It grows back.
It does.
Okay.
Yes, because you can change
What-
the length or like you can't change from a medium to a big, but you can change your length of stuff as you wish, including hair. I read this and
Of
somebody-
stuff.
you can infinitely farm hair.
But hair's different. Hair grows naturally, like a tongue or a finger. Do those come back?
I don't know, Jim. That's up to you.
Just wonder. I'm just sitting here at a little bar, just wondering my question. I was just wondering about this interaction before it goes down. Like, is
What
it?
happens if he shapeshifts back into the form?
Yeah, is it a big
which
deal if he
lost
loses
the
a tongue? Like, is it a big
Right?
deal for him if he loses a tongue? Like, does it come back?
I'm gonna
Like-
say it does not come back, and here's my reasoning: is I feel like if a tongue came back instantly, then
It'd be like healing, right?
yeah, you could heal right away. I think like over the course of several years, you could probably coax your tongue back into, or what's left of it back into a tongue shape.
Okay, so
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that as a soft answer and marinate on that because that's a whole can of worms that I don't feel.
yeah.
So
basically he-
qualified to answer off the dome.
When he reforms, he comes back with different. His parts that are all there look different, but he doesn't regenerate parts unless it's a naturally growing thing.
Mhm. Yeah,
Okay,
I think
got
it's-
it. Continue your conversation. This is going great. I was just wondering.
Where were we? Oh, right. Okay. So the scarred man kind of looks at you, Thelios, and he goes, So what you're telling me is with your big reveal here on why I should trust you and why you're not a threat to the mayor is you threaten to ruin his reputation by magically pretending to be him around town, therefore ruining his career and only source of income in this world. That was what
Yes.
you were doing instead of threatening to kill him. Okay. Good to know. Well,
I have one question. Is being mayor his only source of income? Let's be honest here. Politicians generally get put in place because they're already rather wealthy that they can campaign to be put in place, right?
well,
So-
sure, but I mean, have you seen the man do a day of labor outside his office?
No,
I
never.
would put this to you.
Management.
I would say if he wanted you to complete an extraordinary task but didn't want to pay you an extraordinary fee, how would you feel?
No, I negotiate all my fees up front.
And if he kept trying to twist it in his favor so he didn't have to pay you,
Well, then I'd cut his nipples off until he gave me my gold.
okay, I don't want to cut his nipples off.
Mhm.
Let me put it that
That
way.
seems rather permanent, whereas, a little slander
He could-
or
he
threatening
could-
to slander is a lot less.
He could work to regain his reputation, is all I'm saying.
Can't work to regain his nipples.
Well, let me put it this
Or
way.
can you?
The gold that should be in my pocket is of significantly greater value to me than the mayor's reputation. However, now that I have gold in my pocket, I aim to keep it in my pocket.
Question: Did he pay you to protect him?
Handsomely.
Okay, then we understand each other.
Sure.
All right.
What? All right.
Good. I think we have an understanding. They seem to be in agreement, folks.
Yeah, that we'll do that.
Well, it's great to hear your story about this ferocious creature that is very strong. That almost bit your
Does
head
he
off.
Take the leg of whatever I gave him.
He's not touched it.
Has not touched it. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty normal.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's fine.
The he goes, is there anything else you wanted to discuss with me?
Me personally, no. I think I stated my case pretty plainly here.
Fantastic. In
And
that case, don't go
Uh,
spreading rumors about the mayor. Don't try and kill him, and you won't have any problems.
And don't go chasing waterfalls.
how
My grandma used to say that quite a bit. Well, used to sing it quite a bit, but this isn't about that.
how much is he worth? Like, how much does the mayor pay you? How scared is the mayor?
That's a
Oh.
very good question.
You know, a little ego booster, or not? You know. Just wondering, like.
Oh, you're gonna have to pay for market research of that caliber.
Okay, all right.
The I've been
Okay, let's
very,
put it this
very
way. Say
building that brand.
Athelios threatened me and I wanted to hire you.
Mm-hmm.
What would that cost me?
Well, quite a bit.
Oh, he's a big challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Did Athelios threaten you?
I just figured it was like kind of silver level threat there. That's all.
So you don't want to hire me?
I mean, obviously not enough to hire you, right?
Well, that's for you to know.
Man.
Gentlemen, it has been good getting quite literally penned into a corner and chatting with you, but at this point, I'm afraid I'm going to have to take my leave.
I'm going to. How much is a beer in town again? 1 gold,
Yes.
A hell of a beer.
Yeah, I think it's
or a
more
silver.
like a silver. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna flip him a gold piece out of my pocket, and say, "Here's for your beer while you're in town."
Your friend already bought me a beer.
Well,
If you want to bribe me, it's going to require more than 1 gold piece.
that's exactly the thing. I'm not trying to bribe you. I'm just trying to buy you a few beers.
You're not trying to bribe me. You're trying to buy me gifts in order to change my mind about how I feel about you.
No, I feel I brought you to this town, and I might as well, give you some drink while you're here. No.
Well, I've
But
never
if you
seen
don't
that
want the
before.
gold piece, I'll take the gold piece back, and I'll put out my hand.
The
I think a beer is like 3 copper.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's a fancy beer.
He's gonna be here for a while. It'll pay for his beer for several nights.
he goes, well, all jokes aside, I've never given up a single gold piece if I didn't have to.
Okay. Well, then you have a good night, and I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna walk out of his way, so he can exit freely.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna give you a bit of a side eye as he leaves.
And I'm gonna come and I'm gonna sit back down.
I think he likes you.
I don't think yet. I hope that he's not gonna try to kill me in my sleep. But of course, I don't think. Did we decide I had a house? I think I just didn't have a house.
Yeah, I think you.
I think you literally just sleep outside like a hobo.
Yeah, I do.
The not so ranger fighter.
Yeah,
it was-
I should have. If we play again, I think I want to do like a ranger
Down
Ranger
by
rogue.
the river.
I feel like a ranger rogue would be really fun, and have like a rat or something as a commandable pet.
Mm-hmm.
But not have any pockets.
What?
Never mind. Minsk. He's a ranger with no pockets and a hamster that he puts away somewhere.
Okay.
Baldur's
Damn,
Gate, man. Baldur's Gate.
Has crisis been averted so far? To enough to where we can advance. To
You
the
felt
planning
pretty
stage.
good earlier.
The yeah, is there anything else y'all want to do tonight
No, I just draw
in the
that
pub?
thing and put in some final details on it.
Yeah, would you make a performance check for me?
Yeah.
So I was just about to say that.
Got to put on his war chalk.
I gotta see what
15.
it looks like.
Ooh. Yeah, it's you're not sure if it's 100% accurate to what he saw in real life, but you do know it's a compelling image.
It's cool. I'm doing my best. I have to draw this upside down.
Zoo, show me your war shell.
Ah, look at this new chalk.
Can I try to identify the creature that he drew?
Sure, make a nature check.
Arr. I drew it.
Shit.
Can I help him? And like I'm like trying to fill in the details. Like that's my assistance. Like I'm assisting him by like because I'm like, extracting
yeah.
knowledge from this guy. So it's like, does it look like this? Is this teeth?
Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
Advantage.
Hey-ya! A little better. 16.
Yeah. You think this is some like subspecies of chimera?
That right there looks like some kind of chimera.
Are those scary to us? With
I
that,
wouldn't want to meet one in a dark alley.
I'm just trying to gauge power level of this guy. It's like what have we
Yeah,
heard
no,
about chimeras? Are they spooky?
Yeah, they're the usual ones have a dragon head, a goat head, and a lion head, plus dragon wings and a snake tail. So they breathe fire, bite you 17 different ways, and have a significant hit point pool, shall we say. They are significantly difficult beasties to take down.
I shiver a little bit after he identifies it. Ooh.
That's not going to keep you up at night, is it? And I'll start casting prestidigitation.
No. It's good. I want to keep this one. I want to keep this one. This is cool.
All right.
This one turned out good, I think.
Mage hand the cloth over them. Well,
Let's start. All right. Cool.
I guess we'll start walking back to our quarters, and on the way, I'll cast minor illusion and try to mimic a chimera roar near Zoo.
Yeah, Zoo, make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh. Yeah.
He'll roll an 8.
I rolled an 8 anyway.
You jump at the loud sound, but are not otherwise afeared.
I heard a loud sound and I think it was a chimera, but I'm not sure if I know what it sounds like. Spooky noises.
Spooky.
That sounds exactly like someone trying to emulate a chimera who hasn't heard a chimera before. Yeah, so tell me about what happens over the next several days.
Well, I assume we get all the supplies
Duophilios'
needed.
teeth.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
tell me what happened in what happens to me in the next several days.
You see, well, make 2 perception checks for me.
2 perception checks. Okay, I can do here now.
While
Yeah,
he's doing that, are there any
and-
caravans that are heading out the way that the goblins have been raiding?
22.
see. I'm gonna do perception checks first, and then I'll answer your
Mhm.
question there. I heard 22. What was the other one?
8.
Sweet. You see the scarred man around town more than you might expect to. Not significantly more. But it is a town of only so much size, so he keeps somehow cropping up, always just turning a corner.
So, do I get the feeling like he's watching me?
Definitely.
Okay, but that's the extent of what happens during the next few days with me and him.
Yeah, he is present but not aggressive.
Have you
All right.
heard the Jaws theme?
Dun-dun. Dun-dun. Yes, ironically, but it's always been the very beginning. It never gets any faster.
The other question was if there's caravans coming through. Yeah, about 3 days after you start your preparations, there's a large caravan that comes into town and plans on leaving in a few days.
Through the Goblin Forest? Or did it come from the Goblin Forest?
It will be leaving. Sorry, let me pull up a map real quick. Yeah, it'll be leaving out of the road that heads west. Not the northwest road, but the west road, towards the elves and towards where you ran into the goblins.
So it came from like, oh, I thought the northwest road was the Goblin Road.
Let me see if I can take a screenshot here real quick. Oh yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, but it's headed out the same road that the previous caravan got attacked on.
Okay, so we could use this as cover for
Mhm.
our.
Yeah, for your wagon.
That's the thought. What do you think, Lothar? Do we travel independently? Or do we trail caravan, look a little vulnerable?
Well, if we trail the caravan with the idea of being vulnerable and we get attacked, we have to A, not die,
Mhm.
and B, make sure that they get off with all of the loot that we want them to. But we also need to make it look realistic.
And we need to bypass the fairy dragon from identifying us. Or hide our association with the fairy dragons, like not announce it to them when we come back into their forest.
I mean, we're not going into the forest. We're just going down the road.
No, we'll be entering the forest again.
Doesn't the road go
Because,
through the forest?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, so that northwest road is the one that the caravan got attacked on. You guys headed out the western road towards the wood elves and then headed north, and that River Kwai is the river that you all crossed when you ran into the ogre.
Okay.
So the goblin camp is north of the River Kwai, south of the road,
Mhm.
in there somewhere. So you wouldn't run into the fairy dragons unless you cross deep into the woods.
Yeah. Okay.
I think yeah, as long as we stick to that northwestern road, that's what you're saying. Right? That's where the caravans are coming and going from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we just stick to that road. We make ourselves look vulnerable. We put up a small fight, and we get away, and they take the loot. And
I'm gonna ask the group: would it be reasonable for a group of or a caravan of our size, like a one wagon caravan? Would it be reasonable for us to just disengage and run?
Oh, for sure. I mean, if a big enough group of goblins came,
Yeah.
it would be maybe toss a few arrows, try and retreat, and gotta stay alive, right?
What is the expected size of this caravan, and what is its current number of people that we'd have to protect? Like,
It's about 20 wagons, about 60 people.
They
Oh.
could theoretically fend for themselves.
That's a really big caravan.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
No, what I was thinking, if we're at the end, we're like way behind.
Sure. How big were the caravans that were hit?
They were like 10 to 15 wagon, so 15 to 50% smaller.
yeah, but they probably want bigger now because more numbers, more protection. Has anything turned up from like
That's pretty ballsy from some goblins there. They must have hit them hard. We definitely don't want to go in and do this alone.
Have we heard anything back from the mayor about his correspondence with the elves?
Not yet.
Okay.
That'll come in about 4 days.
Okay, what if we negotiate with this caravan and we make sure we're the last wagon, and that we get a little protection in numbers, but if those goblins do attack, it's kind of like a lizard cutting off its own tail. We'll let our wagon go as the sacrifice, but we also get a little protection by being with them.
Well, wouldn't we want our wagon to be
that way?
Wouldn't we want our wagon to be up closer to the front then? If it's the sacrifice wagon, because if it's a sacrifice
No,
wagon,
we want it to be a straggler wagon. Like we fell behind, and so we're all, we're defenseless.
Got it.
Oh, I mean, there's that, but also the other wagons go, and mysteriously our wagon fails, and they go after us in particular, or this wagon, and quickly drop it.
Okay.
Technically, if you want to get hit, you should be in the middle of the caravan.
Yeah, but we don't want to, like, if that caravan is now too big, then they won't attack it.
We can try the end of the. We can be the straggler. That's fine.
A good point though with the middle of the caravan.
Yeah, have we heard of a caravan of this size being hit before?
Not in recent memory, though it's also not unheard of for caravans of this size to be waylaid by goblins. It is significantly odd.
What if we split
Normal.
the caravan in two and make it smaller and do like a delayed thing? Or
I mean, it's not our caravan.
But then we we risk the caravan getting slaughtered.
how much value worth of stuff is in a caravan in like this one? Like, what if Gotham bought the stuff?
It really depends on the caravan, but it would be a significant stretch for the city budget to try and completely buy out a caravan.
And I can no longer persuade the mayor to do stuff, so...
No, you're not allowed. I mean, do you like your teeth?
I'll just turn into the bodyguard.
Oh man, I thought you were gonna do that in the bar. And I was like, man, I just turn into people. You just turn into him. And it's like, Jesus. It just happens.
Oh,
But I now have.
oh, no.
Wait, he's still a medium, right? He's not a large in our
Mhm.
world. Okay, yeah.
Well-
So I could theoretically transform into him, and into his persona.
We could make it so that half the caravan could just not proceed, like a city block
But-
or something.
Russell, like, what if they get killed? Or no, Zoo. What if they get killed?
What do you mean? No, I'm saying that half of them stay in our city. I'm trying to make it a more appetizing target.
I know, and then you send the other half, and we might not be able to protect everyone.
Well, yeah, but if we have too large of a force, they may not attack at all.
Which is
I don't
why I'm saying you leave the caravan off the end, and that will be like, a ways away, and that caravan would consider us unlucky for being attacked, and I don't think they would stop and try to help us.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
What does everyone else think?
One other bit of information I can give you is there are about 10 guards out of those 60 people.
Not a
Are they all
massive
armed?
amount.
Yes, but not. They're
They're
no
not
adventurers.
proficient with their weapons, is what you're saying. They
They
only
are
have-
proficient, but only as much as commoners
Okay.
are. Yeah.
Not like a fighter would be, which is like
Mm.
I'm assuming the guards are all fighters of some sort,
Yeah, they'd be
like duelists.
first level fighters or significantly worse, person to person.
Okay, yeah.
So I guess the other
So-
things we need to do is source a wagon.
No, we already did that. We're doing that in fast
The
forward.
mayor,
mode.
Okay.
yeah, the mayor sourced it for us, and a horse. I'm presuming to pull it.
A few
Mhm.
horses,
Uh,
yeah, right?
One or
A,
two or three.
A bitterly stubborn mule.
Oh dear,
You
not
think
Jerry.
no, but you do think this is a little bit of payback from the mayor that this particular mule came with the wagon.
Well,
There's
there's
Jerry. He was going to be jerky.
Okay.
what's this? So how many mules? Just one mule.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I
Yeah,
guess
which-
we.
Should be enough to pull a wagon that's not totally bogged down.
So I guess we lace the cheese and the wine. The other thing. The giggle wine.
I think we just, we get everything all squared away and ready for the trip, basically.
Yeah, I didn't know if there was any checks. That's why I was like basing it out like that. Yeah, we just get it ready and put it in the food and get ready to take off.
Sweet. Sorry, there's a whole handful of details there. So take me through the plan from top to bottom.
All right, so
I think we're going. I
What are you
think we're
doing with
going
the
last.
caravan?
I think
yeah,
we'll be going last.
towards
By
the
a
back.
way is like, is this road? This road is fairly straight, so like, they'd be able to see us, but just barely.
Yeah, there's a lot of forest that road cuts through.
Yeah, so we would be fairly separated from the main caravan, but like enough for that the goblins would know we were coming. And we would look like an easier target.
Sweet. And you're not going to try and do anything with changing up who is in the caravan, how many people are going? just tagging along with the existing caravan as is.
I mean, I don't think they'd be willing to risk themselves for no reason like that.
I think he's talking about the
Um,
splitting up in the city.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Um,
I think we were just gonna send the whole force because we don't want them to look like an easy target.
And are you gonna be telling the caravan anything?
No.
I don't think so. The mayor didn't want us to reveal our plan.
All right.
I mean, I'm assuming they know about the goblins, right?
They've heard some rumors, but the mayor's kept people fairly tight-lipped.
Do we can we ask some of the rangers to tag along?
Sure.
Um, to our party.
Doesn't
Should
that
we
make?
tell the rangers we're trying to poison them?
But that
Trying to
makes
poison the
our
goblins?
single wagon the strongest guarded wagon ratio wise, doesn't it?
But I mean, like, yeah, but the rangers are good at like forest navigation, and like they could be traveling a ways off the road. Goblins wouldn't necessarily be able to see them. I'm just thinking for our own retreat, like in case anything happens that we can't handle. You know, some backup not far away would be nice.
It's not a terrible idea, but what would be more important is that maybe if the rangers were to follow them to their camp, so we knew exactly where they were. Just a
Yeah,
thought.
but the fairy dragons would intercept them.
True.
And I think our plan would be
Well, even if
fairly
they're
instantly revealed.
but if they're traveling in the wood, I would be worried about the fairy
The
dragon.
wood
as-
to the north. The woods to
Okay.
the north of the road, not the south. So a ways from their territory. Does that sound good, Lothar? What do you think?
I mean, it's not a it's not a bad idea, right? Like, we definitely don't want them in the caravan with us, but if they want to like tail it, I think that's okay. But wouldn't the dragons be able to spot them if they're in the woods regardless?
That's my concern.
Well, what we had put forth is that north of the River Kwai and south of the road, like in a ways from the road, is their territory. And as far as what I understood Jake was saying is like we would have to go in a ways from the road for the dragons to become a problem.
Yeah,
Is
it'd
that
be like-
true?
yeah, it'd be a solid day's walk
Mm.
to the last place you saw him.
Yeah, then I think we're good then.
Yeah, so I think we that's the plan. So we'll leave after the caravan, but not by much. We'll have informed some of the rangers to have a handful, probably what you say 4 rangers. I think that would do.
Mm-hmm.
4 rangers tail us to the north of the road. Not like immediately visible, but like out in the woods where they can hear what's going on and listen for a signal. And then we leave shortly after and wait to get attacked.
All right.
That's our best plan. Kind of sucks that we had to put ourselves out there, but I wouldn't ask anyone else.
Last call for any other details or revisions, preparations, thoughts.
How much do like potions of speed cost? You know, or something to move quicker. Just curious. Probably don't have enough for that.
Good question. Let's see here. Sorry, having to look up tables. Let's see.
Man, I can't wait till level 5 so I can have my stealth and sleight of hand proficiencies. I get a +4 to both of them.
10,000 gold pieces.
10,000 gold pieces for a potion of
Potion
speed.
of speed is 400 gold, something like that.
Yeah, it's a very rare potion.
Oh, jeez.
Yep, never mind. I can't think of anything else we can really prepare.
So, did we say I still had some of that other armor? No, I think I sold it to pay for the scale armor.
We haven't informed the wood. So I thought the plan was we poison them, try to kill a few, and then have the elves try to wipe them out. Is that? Don't we need to still
No,
inform?
the elves were more of a backup plan, right? Like,
Yeah.
we were going to enact this, kill the leadership. Hopefully, they kind of start their own internal civil war for, power. Is the hope.
Okay.
All right. We flash forward from the pub through all of your supply gatherings. Your meeting with Madame Hattie, the apothecary, and carrying out just gallons upon gallons of poison that she thinks you're trying to use to kill a den of owlbears and gnolls. I'm
going to make one. I just thought of something that I would like to get. Can we have Sam craft me some kind of flare type arrow that makes a loud sound rather than a fireball? Something that goes boom, I guess.
Like a war
Kind
gong.
of like a firecracker. Yeah, I just don't want you to put your damn gong down and get it stolen again.
Oh.
I'm gonna say not in the 3 days you have available. He can very easily get you some arrows that have like oil-soaked tips if you want some fiery arrows. But to get magic arrows, that'll be more than 3 days of work.
Does our community have access to like crude explosives with the dwarves?
Not particularly. The dwarves are more hand mining than anything.
Okay.
And some magic and such, but yeah, explosives are fairly rare.
Hey, that kind of sucks. Also, in the middle of our town, there's what looks like a genie. What was that supposed to be?
A fountain.
That's a fountain. I was like, what is that?
If funny enough, I was actually just trying to solve that one myself a couple hours ago.
It's good to know. Good to know that I wasn't the only one confused by it. Okay, I'm gonna take a few oil-soaked oil-tipped arrows with us then. How much?
Solid.
How much would that be? Like gold? 1 gold?
Yeah, that would cover 4 or 5 arrows easy.
Perfect.
And for those, I'll say that they're not gonna deal significantly more damage. Damage will be split between bludgeoning and fire instead of piercing.
Okay, yeah, I was more gonna use them as like a signal flare.
Yeah. Solid. And then you'll need to take an action to spark them up. Unless
Okay.
there's like a fire nearby or something.
All right.
But anything else anybody wants to get for supplies?
No, we already got the poison and the seasoning, so
Right, the seasoning. 50 gold pieces of herbs and spices,
yeah.
as well as a whole cart full of wine and cheese.
Yeah.
It's like sounds like here we're making Kentucky Fried Chicken up in this
Gotta make it enticing.
Yeah, you all, after a very busy few days running around town trying to gather supplies, find yourselves walking alongside or driving a wagon leaving town, pulled by an ornery mule. The wagon is a not too large. It's a covered wagon. Several 50-gallon kegs of wine, several crates of cheese, and a very strongly smelling herbaceous bag full of your spices.
Oh, that's in my pocket.
Mm.
How big is the bag that they gave us? We never clarified.
Of spices?
We just said 50 gold of spices.
It's not very much.
It's gonna be like 2 basketballs worth, probably. Just like
Okay.
bundles of
Sure, you
rosemary
don't need to
and-
travel with all of that all at once.
Half of it's back at camp. So to be
Dude,
clear,
my pockets,
those were
such
not
a
actually
spicer.
those were not actually for this. This was more for my personal collection. I put a little bit of spicing on the caravan, but not much. It's more for the tasty treats that I make for my party.
Yeah,
They
the
don't-
wagon smells pleasantly of rosemary.
This doesn't go to
Okay.
goblins. Are you crazy?
So is so is Zeus still carrying like
It's like
a knapsack on his
It's like
back?
a little tiny bit.
I'm picturing a bindle stick.
Yeah, that's what I'm picturing. Like a basketball size knot on the end. Of
It's not that much spices. I didn't bring them all. It's like one little
okay.
thing.
So like you took like a handful of spices.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, out of his 2 basketball size.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Hide it in
Meanwhile, humming Scarborough Fair.
yeah, and this was a significant order for old Madam Hattie.
the. Okay.
Yeah, it's been a long time since she sold 100 gold worth of poison and 50 gold of urban spices. in
Does
the
her
same
shop get
invoice.
bigger with
Um,
massive orders?
I mean, 100 gold isn't like a massive amount. Think of that.
Yeah, but
It's
she had a very,
good
very
chunk.
very tiny shop.
yeah, her
She
shop
had
is
a
not.
very full shop.
Mhm. Yeah, her shop is not growing in these 3 days. If you keep ordering a bunch from her shop may grow.
Okay.
Yeah. And with that, you all are finding yourselves wandering down a road.
Hmm.
The day stretches onwards. You keep some healthy distance between yourselves and the caravan. Always keeping it in eyesight. Never quite catching up. And as the day winds on, you find yourself about 7 hours out of Gotham. And you are coming up on a hill that stretches across where the road was, and some industrious people years and years ago cut a tunnel through this hill. It's not a long tunnel at all, maybe 100 feet across, but it prevents a much longer trek to go around the hill, which cuts off in a pretty sheer cliff face. Interestingly, a waterfall comes down right next to that tunnel and flows across the road. So people kind of have to eke their carts across, but it's fairly shallow, very wide. This is a kind of a staple of the day's travel. From up ahead in the distance, you hear what sounds like giant rocks falling, cracking, splintering, falling to bits.
Oh. Oh no.
My
Okay.
God.
And
So, where are we
all of a
located?
sudden, you
sorry.
guys are all good. Back here. I didn't have time to put a little wagon in, but little wagon on this side of the river. Also, ignore these tents. Couldn't find a version of this one without tents. You do, however, feel a concussive blast as air is forced out of the tunnel. And what looks like some smoke, maybe some really dark dust, it's very hard to tell, billows out, crushing the front of one of these wagons. No one was in the tunnel, you don't think, but you do hear screams from people as they are taken by surprise.
Mm.
And so the whole caravan is just held up here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I'd like everyone to make perception checks for me.
Gladly.
Perception.
I saw this going differently in my mind.
6.
Wagon. I got us a wagon.
My man.
Perception check. Ooh, you have rolled poorly. 6.
I didn't expect to have the highest perception with a 13, but
Just so surprising.
So you all spy 4 groups of 4 goblins.
This is a fairly large wagon, I think. No?
Coming out of the forest.
Yeah, that's about right.
Um,
Four groups of 4 against, you said there's 60 people here?
mhm.
Ooh.
And those are the goblins you see up yonder. Nearby, you see 2 groups of 4 coming for your wagon.
oh my God.
Are we in combat already?
You're about to be.
I'm lighting up a flare right now. I'm gonna prepare my flare.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Can we take a quick bio break before we get in here?
Sure thing.
Okay, just give me a minute.
Yeah, I'm gonna step out for a smoke, so I think that works out. Let's
Okay.
take 5.
Cool.
Alrighty.
Sweet. See y'all on few. All right. How we all doing?
I'm here.
Hey.
I'm back.
Right. That makes 3 of us. I should probably start popping cards out here.
So this torrent of water, how
Mhm.
deep is it?
Like a foot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This this pool kind of comes around the outside and loops around. So there's a little like grove
Yeah.
of trees here. River's out that way. Let's see. Oh, right. I should probably put. You're using the paladin, so that shield will be good. For guards is 2, 3, 4. I'm a little short on wagons too, but that's all right. It gets the picture.
How many wagons are there? Again, sorry.
Officially there are 20 wagons,
Hmm.
but you can only see 5 here. You gotta-
And they're all before the rock thing, right?
Mhm. Yeah. So yeah, each of these big wagons will essentially be 4 small wagons.
I am back.
And we have a Kai.
No.
He must be taking another shower.
So Jake, mechanics question. For portent die, if I rolled a 20, does that count as a critical hit if I use
Sure
that
does.
portent? Oh my god.
Divination wizards are broken.
Oh my god.
You use the
Nat
portent
one.
before the result is announced, right? Or when do you have to replace it?
No, I think he gets to.
Hear it.
I
Sorry, go
do it. I do it before the die is rolled.
Got it. Or is that what?
Pretty sure. When you finish a long rest, roll 2d20s, record the numbers. You can replace any attack, roll, saving throw, or ability check made by you or a creature that you can see with one of these foretelling rolls. You must choose to do so before the roll, and you can replace a
Okay.
roll in this way only once per turn.
I think it used to be that you could hear the result, the number rolled, but you couldn't hear the result of what was happening if it was success or fail. But maybe
Yeah,
I'm thinking of a different
it
ability.
used to. No, it used to, and like in the kind of stuff, it used to be
It
like
was
that.
so strong. Like the DM would be like, okay, I rolled a 15. They wouldn't tell you the modifiers or anything. And it's like, okay, what do you want to do? Or they don't even give that answer. You just like, you have to let them know. It's like, this is going to be, I want to hear the number.
Yeah, it'd be like a killing blow was about to get you, and you're like waiting and to see the results before using the portent, and you'd be like, "Oh, they totally are gonna miss, I'm sure, with rolling a 2. So I'm not gonna use the portent." Right?
Hmm.
It was pretty broken.
What are these memes?
Oh, you rolled a nat 20. Oh, you rolled a nat 1 for my portent roll.
Pirate.
There may be another. I think Lucky works that way though, where you can see the result and then choose to make somebody.
Mhm. Yeah. God, Lucky is so good.
Lucky is like on top of Divination Wizard. It's you're starting to mess with the DM.
Forest Shark. Sharknado. My favorite thing in my Baldur's Gate run right now is that I can just make people miss with my bard. It's like, oh, he rolled he needs a 16 to hit, and he rolled a 17. Well, nope. Miss.
Oh, I didn't realize it reset all your expended luck points on a long rest.
Lucky is.
I thought it was like it was occasionally like you get 1 luck point per long rest kind of thing.
Is very strong.
Wow. If I'd known that, I wouldn't be rolling so low.
It's like basically, I think the calculation now is like super advantage, because I think if you have advantage on a roll, you get to roll either an additional die, or I think you even get the advantage roll.
I
don't remember though.
I think that only works for Elven Accuracy, if I recall correctly. It's been a minute since I read Lucky, but
I'm pretty sure I'd use the last luck and be like, guys, something feels wrong. I think we need to take a long rest.
I've been trying to convince my other D&D group that I'm a player in for all 4 of us to take the Lucky feat next level.
That's how you get banned from someone's D&D.
I think we're all going to take different stuff, but I'm
weird.
It'd be really funny.
I think me and actually, Doug, you know Hazel. I think me and Hazel are both going to take Lucky, and then
You're gonna piss them off.
Could you imagine Lucky on like a ranger with a marksman feat?
It's very strong. Yeah, it's super advantage.
It's also very fun for druids, because we have a couple sucker save spells, like Hold Person, that can just wreck someone's day.
Old Person wrecks my day in Baldur's Gate.
Gotta interrupt that concentration, man.
I have 3 heavy melee characters, and I'm refusing to take Vicious Mockery for my bard.
You need to get thrown weapons, you know?
I have an arrow. My bard has a bow and arrow, or a crossbow. That's like, doesn't do much damage at all. But I guess I could hit somebody if I tried, but the whole thing is my bard has to stay behind my 3 other party members.
Because it's got the lowest AC, Russell.
Yeah.
I'm playing a different bard this game. Try to hit me. Just see. No, that's not a challenge. Let's play.
That sounds like a challenge.
I was about to say there's 8 goblins that are
I'm ready.
fuck you up.
Come here, little gobbies.
Speaking of come here, little gobbies, you see 4 goblins that are larger than the rest crawl out from bushes near the base of where the tunnel collapsed, and they climb up on top of the biggest rock, and one of them steps forward and goes, "Hello, humans! You all get to give us your things.
Racist.
And we are feeling very nice. So you all get to leave and we won't kill you."
I'm gonna shout out from the back. That sounds good to me.
I'm a turtle.
Wow. I'm a turtle.
They kind of look back and go, "We don't care. You're all humans to us. Now you can leave your wagons." and the leader of the wagon train kind of steps out and goes, "Oh yeah, you think that's how?" And he immediately gets attacked by these four surprisingly well armed and armored goblins. Let me make a couple rolls here real quick, and then we'll roll for initiative, depending on how y'all want to play this out.
Do we try to help them? Is that?
We try to. Well, we just have.
What does our paladin say?
I don't trust our paladin.
Across the river to regroup with the others and hope that the goblins leave our wagon alone. Don't you take this wagon and its donkey into that forest. Don't you dare.
Don't you take that donkey.
I'm going to take the donkey. Can't leave the donkey.
No, don't. You better not unhook that donkey.
Gotta make their getaway.
So you all see the goblin with a surprisingly large bow absolutely light up the leader of the wagon train, who is going to be this little eyeball.
Is that all that's left?
Pretty much. Before you can really, truly see if they hit or not, what looks like an exact copy of this guy with the sword appears right next to the leader of the wagon train and starts stabbing at him as another goblin zips up and starts stabbing him from the other side. This man is extraordinarily dead. And
these are some good goblins. Totally not evil.
Misunderstood.
This goblin who's left hops up on top of the rock and goes, "Well, I think that will be quite enough out of all of you. You can leave your arms and armor on the ground, and
whoa,
yeah, fuck off."
I'm not leaving my stuff.
Oh.
As we say this, the burning arrow in my hand flies up. Nowhere in particular, just up. And I'm gonna aim slightly forward of us so we don't get hit by it.
Yeah, the arrow flies up in the air, makes a big descending arc into the forest.
Ooh.
Yeah,
that's how the forest fire started.
Oh, we've got a river separating us from the arrow. So
yeah, you know that you've got two groups of two rangers following behind you, but they are a ways back.
And they've been looking for this flare. Is the whole deal. Okay. Yeah. So they're gonna take some time to get there, but they should get there.
And you hear what looks like the captain of these guards go, "Well, yeah, you heard him. Arms and armor on the ground, and leave your goods. We'll leave peacefully."
Oh, on that note, I think we need to retreat backwards, guys, not towards them. I'm not losing my weapons. Thoughts?
I vote we retreat too. Our paladin doesn't have a problem with it, so.
Do you think paladins are like suicidal?
No, but I think your urge to protect people as a paladin might be a little stronger than ours, but
yes. Let's go run into a huge group of goblins when no one else is willing to fight.
True. No, I mean, we could try to rally them. What is Zoo doing? Get away from the river.
Zoo's doing what Zoo's doing. Zoo's gonna
get back here.
I'm gonna throw a rope across to try to help.
It's not that deep.
Oh, it's not that deep.
No,
Yeah,
you
it's
just
like a
walked
foot
across.
deep.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna be here-ish.
Retreat slightly.
And just kind of trying to usher people to come on, let's go.
Mm-hmm. And a wave of grumbling guards are taking off weapons, taking off armor, and starting to head towards the river. There are a whole bunch of folks from the wagon train that they're kind of trying to shepherd, or that are all in the middle here, and they all start crossing. People seem extremely upset. For many of them, this is their entire livelihoods, all the physical goods they have in the world gone. And you see goblins start to rustle through wagons, throwing things out as they find useful stuff. You hear lots of breaking, lots of goblin-y noises.
I'll be here. I'm not dropping any of my gear. I don't know
Yeah, I'm not
how they
dropping
react to that,
my
but
gear
I'm
either.
not
We're not with
leaving
them.
these people.
We're a separate group that they didn't talk about.
They are flanking us, so we might want to do something.
Yep.
quickly.
Retreat. Back.
Yep. These 8 goblins go, all right, all of you, arms and armor on the ground.
Whoa.
We're not. We're different
okay,
group.
you're dead. You're dead, Zoot. We're just gonna say that. If you stay there, you're gonna die because they will take your shit.
Do your bard stuff.
Yeah, I'm about to.
Yeah, take your
okay.
time.
So I'm gonna do I'm gonna cast Enthrall. And start just saying like pi. So just like 3.1457, just starts just shooting off as many numbers. And after about the 10th number, I'm just making shit up. Like I'm just saying numbers. It's not going to be. But yeah, it's an enthrall. You distracting sound string of words causing creatures of your choice you can see within range and that can hear you to make a wisdom saving throw. If they can't be charmed, they automatically succeed. If we're fighting them, which I don't think we are, then... but if we are fighting them, then they get advantage. Failed save, the target has disadvantage on wisdom perception checks made to perceive any creature other than you until the spell's effect ends. Until the target can no longer hear you. The spell ends if you're incapacitated or no longer speak. So basically, yeah. My spell save DC. How do you calculate that?
So we need to make wisdom saving throws as well.
My spell save DC is 14.
Sweet. And lucky for the party, it's creatures of his choice.
Yeah, so I'm doing
Okay.
goblins only, of course. And it's like, so I'm speaking in goblin these numbers. Everyone else is distracting, but yeah, it's and it's everyone that can hear me. Or creatures of your choice that you can see within range that can hear you. And I'm just shouting this as loud as I possibly can.
And range is 60 feet on that, so you can snag all of the goblins on your side of the river.
Yep.
How can I get an icon on there?
It's the sword at the bottom of the screen. You should have icons there, and you could bring icons up.
I do not.
Click on
Or not.
on the bottom left-hand corner of that central bar. It might say images, forest, town, something like that. Make sure it's swapped over to images.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
The DM may have to pop some stuff on there for you.
You can also bottom right, it says manage images.
I'll pop that fighter tag down for you.
He's a.
It's okay. I'll
I'm the fighter.
make do.
All right, so I got 2 success and 2 fails for this group,
Mhm.
and 1 more roll. DC
14.
14.
Yeah.
So you got 1 more over here.
Okay.
So 3 goblins total are completely enthralled by what you're saying. The other 5 are, hey, what are you saying over there?
Yeah, and I'm just yelling numbers.
Can I? What do I want?
How long are we talking for the Rangers to get here?
Couple
Don't know.
minutes.
That's a long time in
Couple
combat
minutes?
time.
It's a long time for combat time.
Yeah, if you get farther up the road by a good margin, they can rendezvous with you, but for this immediate fight, they're gonna be hard pressed to get here. Well, if you want to make it a fight.
Honestly, it's time to go. It's time to retreat.
That's what I'm saying. But Zoo is trying to save everyone else.
Can I attempt to persuade the goblins near us who are not enthralled by pie? Take whatever you want from the caravan, but leave us our gear. It's how we make our living.
It's how we are gonna make our living.
Yeah, but
Roll a
what if there are no
perception.
more caravans?
Well,
Roll a what?
roll a persuasion check.
Yeah, we'll go for it. Why not?
Gonna have to be a good one.
What was it?
21.
Whew.
That's a good one.
The what seems to be the lead goblin of these 2 groups kind of steps forward, one of the ones that wasn't enthralled, and he goes, well, since you have jobs that pay gold, you wouldn't mind giving us some of your money then, would you? Make it worth our while to make it worth your while.
A reasonable request, my good man.
Yeah, you're a good goblin. Thank you very much.
Oh, well, we're all humans, so you're all men too.
That's not how that works.
Oh,
Anyway, gold now. Gold, please.
I figure we have, a couple swords. I have a staff. Is nothing's great. How about 10 gold? Then we'll be on our way.
You can't trick me. 20 gold.
Let's do 15.
50? Sure.
15.
50? Yeah.
15. 1-5.
What? What? Hey, no tricks like the other guy.
What other guy?
The guy
Well, the
reciting
other
numbers.
The Shelly one.
No, we're meeting.
Shelly one.
We'll meet in the middle. 15. In between 10 and 20.
Okay, 25 is fine.
We'll do 16.
That's not half of 25. 20.
How about 10?
That's not half of 25 either.
He has
Top
no idea
20,
how
though.
close he is to getting murdered.
20 and your hat.
Okay, how about we meet in the middle at 15?
17 in your hat.
16 and no hat.
18 and no hat.
15 and no hat.
Oh, God. Okay, I think we'll just take all your weapons then.
Oh my God.
Oh.
And the goblins
gonna
start
give
to
him-
close in. Well, these 2 don't, and this one doesn't.
I'm Let's
Hi.
shoot. I'm gonna take 25 gold and hold it out and say, "Will this let us go?"
You made it hard. 30. And your hat.
I'm gonna. Am I wearing a hat? I don't think I'm wearing a hat.
You're wearing a hood,
A hood.
or at least your little icon is there.
Okay. It's a cape. Sure. I'm gonna glare at Lothar as I hand over 30 gold in my cloak.
He's a tough negotiator. What can I tell you?
Yeah,
Jesus.
the goblin piles most of the cloak on his head and sticks the bag of gold into his backpack, and he goes, "Ah, see, wasn't that hard? Okay, you can leave now. We'll be taking your wagon though."
You know, that cloak looks really good on you. Much better than a wizard hat. That suits you.
That's all
Okay.
that comes out of my mouth. Just a big old sigh.
All right, so the group of caravanners and guards are starting to make landfall.
It's time to go.
Sue. Sue.
I'm bringing up more or less the rear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the guards will kind of try and stay between the goblins and the people as much as possible. Yeah, and you all start your very long walk back to town without further incident.
Well, I think we handled that with aplomb.
Are we
The,
within earshot of the goblins anymore?
Or any other people that lost their their livelihood.
Yeah, you are walking with people from the caravan. You are not near enough to the goblins that they can hear you.
Well, that went well.
So you're like 15 minutes down the road as a couple rangers jog up. We go, "Hey, we saw your signal."
Nice.
Well, we dealt with it, but Lothar here owes me 15 gold.
I don't owe you anything.
You were about to get us killed.
Oh, we
The,
were gonna die.
the rangers kind of hold their hands up and go, we don't want to get in the middle of that.
Can you
But,
just bring up the rear and make sure we don't get attacked by goblins? They took the whole caravan and our wagon.
Mm-hmm.
Athelios was able to negotiate with them, though, and he got us off for a good price.
Well, I've never had a goblin get me off, but you do you, I guess.
It was weird. Not gonna lie to you.
Started stripping again.
And the rangers kind of give you a quick nod and start to ride drag. Keep an eye on the back of your group. And it's a very long, very upsetting walk back for the caravanners. This is one of the worst days in their living memory.
I'm gonna try to play a cheery tune. Or
Oh God!
an optimistic tune.
No.
Make
no.
make a performance check for me.
Mhm.
Brave Lothar.
An 11. So it's yeah, an 11.
The music is very well played, and people kind of start walking in time to it. You start to pick up the pace. However, you're getting a lot of angry glares as the cheery melody does not fit the mood.
Well, I tried.
The,
I continue. It's more like an optimistic melody, and maybe I misread. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
Music
you,
to fit. I try my best.
You can't bard everything.
Yeah.
So you had a
Oh,
bad day.
he definitely did just bard it up. If you get my drift.
As long as I'm keeping them awake and moving, that's what matters.
Um,
Oh God.
let's see here. Yeah, so you all make your way back home. Can I get a perception check for the long march back?
Oh yeah.
For
9.
15.
I rolled at the wrong 13.
All right. Yeah, you do not spy anything on your way home. In terms of like any threats, anything following you, no critters,
No Fey dragons.
no Fey dragons. Yeah, and as you had been riding out for most of the day, you get back in very, very late at night. Actually, let me rewind that a bit. You'd been going for about 7 hours. I'm assuming you left early in the morning, so it was probably 2 or 3 in the afternoon when you hit the tunnel. And you've got a solid probably 8 to 9 hour walk, given that your slowest members of the caravan are no longer able to ride.
So we get back before midnight.
No, you'll be back at closer to 3 or 4 in the morning. So I guess the big question is, do you want to try and have everyone camp tonight, or do you want to push through in the dark?
I think we
through.
just
It's
push
a
through in
road.
the
I
dark.
would push through in the dark.
And we don't have any camping supplies. We don't. No, well, I mean, we do because it's in our backpacks, but
The guards aren't really
the
guards anymore
caravan.
because they stripped down.
Yeah, they don't have any weapons.
It's a
We just
lot
keep
of people to be protecting while sitting still.
Mm-hmm.
We just keep going.
Yeah, the guards and the people are all kind of eyeballing you with equal measures suspicion and outright anger that you seemingly got to keep what they didn't. But they're also very thankful to have any amount of armed people, especially people with connections to the Rangers who are helping
Hey,
keep an
now
eye
the
on them.
goblins didn't take their gold that was on their person.
True, they just
Yeah.
wanted their armor and their arms.
You lost 30 gold in a hood.
Yeah, I did lose 30 gold in a hood, Lothar. Because you couldn't get the negotiation right.
I started the negotiation. I made it happen.
Oh, goodness.
But yeah, you all make frankly crummy time just due to the number of people you're having to cajole down the road. And people's spirits are low as they get into town. The guards wave you through the gate. They recognize you all, and you can get through there with a quick explanation of what's going on. And all of these 60 folks kind of spread out across town. Some of them know folks, some of them have inns they prefer. So they're all just trying to find a bed and a place to sleep.
How helpful is our town for like the inn? Like if people just don't have a place to stay, how generally nice is our town? Or are they pretty money hungry? So,
there's a couple decent inns. You're not going to find anything super posh in Gotham.
Well,
But
he means
it's
how
also-
nice are the people?
How nice are
they
they-
going to be
yeah.
helpful?
is Gotham like a helpful town, or like
Mm.
it's like you guys were idiots for being like, what is the demeanor of Gotham?
I would say equal measures, very helpful, but also very pragmatic. Given that this is a town pretty close to the edge of the frontier, you really have to rely on each other. and so this is a town that's well familiarized with losing things unexpectedly. By the same token, it is also coming at a cost to help those who were foolish enough to get robbed.
Mhm.
Well, unlucky enough. Like it's resources that the town has and can give, but it's still everything's a little more expensive out here.
Well, what would it
Well-
cost to basically get some food together for these people just
Well,
for
I mean,
tonight to get them
I'm
fed?
sure that people would be willing to share a meal with other people. I think from what it sounds like, most of them, or like half of them, know people.
Yeah, and there's plenty in space for everybody. So I mean, everybody's gonna get food and a bed, and it might
So,
be a
like-
little bit hard to find a room if any more folks showed up in town. But
yeah, I'm just thinking like for this situation, we temporarily have a larger population of the town until they can until they can either work off enough money to get out of there, or until another caravan comes through.
We should
We don't have to-
probably go reconvene quickly with the mayor and tell him about the
It's
situation.
2 in the
60
morning.
You know what? It's an emergency situation.
Yeah, he's waking up.
Yeah. That
Mhm.
way we can help these people get, situated and dealt with.
Did we ever ask the mercenary his name?
Nope.
We
I thought
don't
about
need
that.
to name of dead people.
Not important.
I thought about it afterward. I'm like, well, I never asked.
And he never volunteered.
Well,
All right.
that may be a problem later on, but continue.
So where's the mayor's house?
Yeah, so inform the rangers and that maybe we should let the mayor grease these wheels.
No,
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
want to
move things
grease our
along.
wheels.
Look, you had a goblin grease your wheels, so
That's the rumor
Well-
going around town.
Well, he was about to attack us, and I was just trying to keep everybody alive. And
You had to
Yeah.
do what you had to do.
Lothar-
It's fine.
Lothar was more concerned about keeping his little wizard hat.
you're young and needed the money.
You needed the money. It's all good.
$20 is $20.
People will forget in a couple years, probably.
Yeah, so you all rock up towards the mayoral estate, which is attached to the main mayor's office. And
Okay.
the door looms before you. All the lights in the house are off.
Knock, knock.
Yep.
Knock, knock.
Mm-hmm. You see a light downstairs turn on. Well, light turn on is maybe a strong word. You see a candle flicker to life. And you hear heavy footsteps approaching the door. And as you open the door, who is there but the scarred man that you had drinks with a week ago? And he goes, "What do you want?"
We got
Maybe.
a little bit of an emergency situation that requires the mayor.
Tell me first.
Caravan was hit, not just, and there's 60 people that are returning from it that need to be housed, and we need to figure something out for these 60.
Go around to the main office, and I'll wake the mayor up, and we'll meet you over there in a little bit.
All right.
And he closes the door, and you audibly hear a lock.
I'm gonna look at Athalios and be like, that is you. Who did this?
You're right. It is me that we're all back in one piece without any holes.
And I'm assuming you all kind of tromp around to the main mayor's office.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so you all walk around the building, and after a few minutes, the lights come on inside. It looks like someone's lit a fire in the fireplace. And
Quick question: did I get a good look at the 4 bigger goblins?
you got an okay look at him.
Like enough to impersonate them? I mean, I understand if I was out at earshot, but
To
The
you, all
fine-
goblins look alike.
yeah, the fine details of their face would be harder to emulate. Well, sorry, doing a little mental math here. Yeah, I think you saw him just fine. Yeah, you could impersonate them.
okay, cool. The other goblins, the basic goblins, I'm not too worried about. It's those 4 that we have to worry about. The one can seem to duplicate himself, and the I don't know what the other 3 can do, but it seems like one's a fairly good archer. So yeah.
Yeah, I can tell you that the knife one who showed up next to the clone of the guy moved incredibly fast. You aren't sure if he actually, you aren't sure if he actually moved faster than you could, Athelios, but it seems like his reflexes were insane with how fast he hopped over there. And the last one, who you didn't see what he did, wasn't dressed in like arms and armor or anything. He looked more magical in nature.
The one that was speaking, the leader.
The one who spoke second. Yeah, the one who
leaf.
cloned himself spoke first.
Okay, so the leaf is the one that hopped up there. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And
Bet you wished you rolled rogue now.
I don't know. I like fighter. I have high hit points, so yeah, no, I like the high hit points.
Yeah,
It is nice to be able to take a hit.
I am I will be multi-classing into rogue. That is my plan. Because right now I have unutilized high dexterity in my sleight of hand and stealth category. I get a +4 to both of those.
And rogue is a lot more fun when you don't die immediately from a bonk on the head.
No, like in the whole like disarming attacks and stuff would be great, especially like if I have advantage with my if I like take assassin.
Mm-hmm.
If I have advantage to that stuff, like yeah, that would be nice.
Hell yeah. So yeah, you all find yourselves in front of another locked door to get to the mayor. But you see what looks like a fire being lit in the fireplace, and hear a couple chairs being moved around inside, doors being opened and closed, and your scarred friend once again opens the door and waves you inside.
We'll go in. Well, I'll go in.
Hey, inside you see the mayor's office, darker than you're used to it, but lit by firelight, and you walk on into the mayor's office, and he's sitting there at his desk, as you've met with him several times now. The scarred man is very clearly twitchy. It doesn't take much insight or perception, as it were, to notice that he is not a fan of you being here in the middle of the night. Well, you being Athelios mainly, but the group in general as well.
I'm assuming we're all still armed.
Oh yeah. All right, Bard,
So-
do your Bard thing.
I'm
Alright.
gonna look big beefy guy in the eye in the
You will
eye, and I'm
stand there and do nothing until you.
gonna unhook my sheathed rapier. And
No, don't even touch your weapon, sir.
and I'm gonna put it down out of my reach and go sit down. And my bow. I don't have any. Well, I have 3 arrows on me, I guess. But yeah, all my sharp objects go in a pile. Let's just put it that way.
The scarred man seems slightly confused, but is not going to complain that you are disarming.
Say, he's even more dangerous without weapons.
Oh God, do not egg him on.
Especially when he's stripped down naked.
Well, Mr. Mayor, there's been a number of people displaced by the recent caravan attack that we were just a part of. And I was just wondering, what do you tell people coming into the city, like, and that are leaving the city? Like, are they aware of the risk and the danger? Or is there kind of like a false image of this town that you're feeding people?
Well, a false image seems like quite the accusation to make. We
Can we
have
not accuse this man for one meeting?
Just
Okay, it's Russell's turn.
30 seconds.
Listen.
30 seconds.
That's
not-
our bard for you.
No, it's a question of what do people from the outside see, because this is very unreasonable that 60 people are now in our town and displaced, and with the hope of passage to the north. Are you letting other people know about our goblin problem?
Well, yes, of course. I reached out to our friends, the elves.
And that's the first
And
time?
dwarves.
Is this the first time that you told them
A week ago, yes.
about? Okay, got it. All right. Well, so now you've got a problem on your
What are you
hand.
implying here?
No, it's just questions of I feel like you should have notified the surrounding cities earlier about the danger of crossing through the northern parts. There's a larger caravan than expected. A lot of people that still wanted to go north because they're just not aware of the danger. And I place that a lot of that on your shoulders. There's no threat; it's just a statement.
Great work, everyone.
Oh dear.
But
Well, I concede that we maybe could have collectively handled this situation better.
Mhm.
However, we are here now, and it's 2 a.m.
yeah. So
Yeah,
what are you going to do about these
along
people?
Those lines,
Yeah.
I think some image improvement could definitely be made through these 60 people, don't you, Mayor?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. The immediate needs, of course, will be provided as much as the town can spare. Food, housing, jobs if they want to stick around for a while. The usual.
How big is the mayor's manor?
We figured you wanted to be
Oh
seen
no.
while
No,
doing that.
Russell.
I'm just
Russell,
asking.
no.
I'm asking a knowledge question. How big is the mayor's manor?
It's like a 4-bed, 2-chamber pot.
And is he single? I'm assuming
Wait, I
so.
thought we had plumbing.
Right, you did invent plumbing. Fuck.
We did.
Yeah. 4-bed, 2-bath.
Dude,
Yeah,
you got
I
the
was
3
gonna say, hold up.
seashells. What you talking about?
I was like, wait, I
Uh,
thought I saw plumbing on that map.
And the mayor kind of sits up and goes, well, look, for anyone tonight who needs a roof over their head, we would of course be more than happy to open up all of the civic infrastructure to them.
Mhm.
I'll of course instruct the guards to provide
That means
food
your
and shelter.
library zoo.
That's fine. That's
The
fine.
library would be a great place for people.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, in that case, I'll direct my guards to send them over that way if anyone needs a place to stay. and
Lothar, do
we
you
can
have
set
any
up a.
problems with that?
I would be happy to open
Yeah.
the doors to the library and let everyone know that I'm giving them a place to shelter for the night.
Yeah. And there's no risk of really
That would be-
stealing anything just because the library protects itself.
They won't let them leave.
This will look really good for me and the library.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah, I'm
this
all
is
for
fine.
it.
And you might get a lot of knowledge out of it too.
So yeah, that sounds good. We have no problem with the with that. You should send out
Some food.
more information to the surrounding town and maybe next time sooner. I wasn't aware that you didn't inform people of our goblin problem.
I will concede that I've tried to keep it under wraps somewhat. But I concede your point. I'll make sure that any caravans headed north are warned by the guards and put up signs with warnings on that on the way out of town up north. Maybe even a bounty for goblin ears.
What kind of trade tax happens for people passing through our town? Like what kind? What did people?
What's
What did
wrong with you?
Russ was just trying to.
what did people pay to go through this town?
He saw what I did and said, "How can I do it even better?"
I'm asking from a knowledge standpoint. This isn't like, it's like, do they pay to go through our town?
Not really. There's an agricultural checkpoint, but outside of that, it's really just making sure there's not contraband coming in. Caravans are generally
Okay.
pretty good for the economy since they're bringing in goods that may not be available.
Yeah, when we set up our guard thing, it wasn't to tax people. It was just to.
Well, this mayor,
sure that-
I'm making sure.
Hey, Doug.
Hmm.
You remember how we assumed his bard was always getting attacked because of the lowest AC? I don't think so.
Listen, this
I don't
guy,
think so. I don't think he got along with anybody.
we'll get a, we'll discuss this later, but. All right, yeah, just lessons learned. All right, this is not okay.
That's a bad mayor.
Very.
Bad.
Oh
Bad.
God! I hope you didn't just say that.
Oh, I'll say it. You're that looks very bad on you. That's not a
Well-
threat. That's not a threat. That is a fact. You can take that to the paper. I'll take that to the paper. It's a bad mayor.
Jeffrey, it's weird how often they say that's not a threat, right? Well, yes, it is.
Jeffrey,
His name's Jeffrey.
Jeffrey,
Oh no!
Jeffrey, do you have an opinion on this?
Stop. Jeffrey, I would like to point out, I set my weapons down. I'm not trying to cause any trouble. Can I just leave?
Please leave.
Jeffrey, my buddy, Chalk buddies,
God.
Mm.
cool guy,
He
but
points out his animal on the shelf.
The critter was a little bigger than that. Missed
Oh.
the head.
oh, thank you for the tip. I will update it. But I'll just be like pointing at the mayor and be like, next time, just make it better.
Oh, believe me, the last thing I want is a repeat of this. This will drive down business, and that's certainly not good for my polling numbers or the health and safety of our travelers, of course.
Okay, I'll ask
I'm
those
just gonna
questions.
grab my stuff and I just left.
Hey, so I'm gonna be all right. Thank you. And I'm gonna walk out, and I'm just gonna inform you guys. I took everything in my body to not walk up and slap the guy.
I am face palming right now. I have through this whole conversation. My
Listen.
girlfriend asked me what's wrong.
I don't.
How can I even begin to explain? How can I even begin to explain?
Listen, you gotta understand. It's
I
on
would just
the.
love to point out that I started out this this engagement as best as I could. And I didn't say much.
I would have had your back if you slapped him though.
He got a lot of. He
no.
changed a lot of people's life for the worse.
Well, Russell, Lothar changed mine for the worse one. He couldn't finish that negotiation.
All right.
As you all leave, you notice that the guards around town have a lot more hustle than you usually see at 2 in the morning. And there's simply a lot more guards than you would see at 2 in the morning. The guard captain seems to be organizing people, making sure everybody has a roof over their head. They send about 10 folks over to the library. There's a few folks posted up in the guardhouse. Most people got a room at the inns. The inns are giving them a significantly reduced rate given what they just went through and trying to give them an opportunity to land on their feet. Plus, they're only using half a night in a bed they weren't going to sell.
This I'm gonna point out that this would be a good opportunity to find people to watch the library while we're gone doing stuff.
Oh, I feel really sickened by taking advantage of a person's loss of everything.
They're gonna be there. They're gonna be there anyways. Some of them will be at least, and there's nothing better we could do.
I will say you all have some like friends, apprentices around town that help run the library.
True, but a
So-
well-staffed library is a happy library.
Yeah, big true. The
Hey, I know you're down on your luck, but how'd you like some indentured servitude? I mean, a job.
No.
Just like a, just like
This isn't the other campaign, Patrick. This is different.
No, that's
just like a. You're welcome to stay here as long as you would like. Just
they have no money to go
About
anywhere else.
however you can. Yeah, I mean, you could pay them.
It's almost winter.
Are you gonna
Does the,
pay them?
does the library have like a kitchen or like any supply like stores or?
Sure, we could
Um,
turn a room into a kitchen.
Yeah, not a formal kitchen as such. There are definitely like supply rooms and such stashed around, but the vast majority of it is paper, ink, bookbinding equipment.
Does the library, in its magical nature, sense the need for a kitchen?
Not currently, no.
Um,
Libraries
Can
don't
I-
tend to like fire.
the
Could I allocate any of the library funds to, if people want to stay there and like don't have anywhere else to go, can I allocate funds to their well-being, like make sure that they're clothed and fed?
unbeknownst to you, I already allocated some funds for that.
Just thinking.
That's
How about,
a
like,
bad turtle.
jeez.
I threatened Zoo with another prestidigitation.
No. Like, we have a little extra money.
You guys did have a little extra money, if
We
I
did.
remember correctly.
We got a little something.
I would say that, like, you
Can we
offered
do
him a
that?
job.
Can we do that, Jake?
Let's figure out longer term stuff next session. I want to marinate on that a little bit. In terms of like, can you house people for the night? Absolutely, easy peasy. And you can fairly easily scrounge up food for 10 folks. You might have to wake up a
Yeah.
couple neighbors, but wouldn't be too difficult.
There was that
Yeah,
cleric.
The question is more around like if they need to stay there, like right, like they're like stuck or
Oh,
something.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like I would like to allocate funds to like ensure that they're taken care of.
Mhm.
At least like basic means.
Yeah, no, easy peasy.
think-
And I think the city is going to be footing most of the bill for
Yep.
this, most of the organization.
They better.
Yeah, but I want the library to have a little say in it too, though.
He
Gotcha,
wants
little
the library to
politics.
get a little pat on the back. If you know,
Yeah.
you know what he means.
Trying to build up a little political capital. here,
that's-
you know what I'm saying?
All
So
for it.
that he can depose the mayor. And
Well, I don't think he
and
wants
do
to
the job
depose.
that I was. I was hinting at.
I feel like I'm watching 3 people all simultaneously plot in different directions on how to take over the mayor's job. And I feel like Zoo is the only one who doesn't want it.
I don't want it. I just want what's best for the people. Like, honestly.
That's why you're the one who has to take it.
I just want decent pay. Everybody's been screwing me about pay.
But Zoo's playing the long game.
Yeah. First it was
doesn't want it.
Zoo. First it was Zoo screwing us out of the first mission.
No, I got that money just
No.
now.
You got that money. I didn't get that money.
Well, you didn't
Well,
need
if you
that
ever
money.
Need a place to stay. You can stay in the library.
Jesus.
Are you down on your luck?
Yeah, if you're ever, falling on hard times, you can always.
That's
I
all I
found
see.
a magic sword. Now I got
If you ever need a piercing, just let me know. I do a lot of piercing damage.
No,
That's
I,
if you can move.
Oh,
we had that
Yeah,
cleric that gave us the hero's feast. Can we like leverage him again to cast other like ration based spells? Like take him out temporarily from the healing area, and you kind of ask him if he would be willing to cast like lower level like whatever spells could provide sustenance.
Or,
Yeah.
soup kitchen it up over there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause-
no, he's more than happy to partner with y'all on feeding those in need.
We'll open up a little triage place at the library.
yeah, outside. I don't know about in the library, maybe outside the library.
Yeah, like outside is fine. We'll set up some covers and.
Yeah.
Really.
I mean, we could build a little kitchen.
Well, there's a kitchen outside. That's where I make like beer. I have stuff to
feed them all wine.
Yeah, to make them happy. You give them the
Yeah,
giggles,
yeah.
giggle wine. Everybody will be happy.
The Giga Wine. It's not Giga Chad, it's Giga Wine.
So,
May or
Yeah.
may not be poisoned
Who,
wine.
who voted for the wine? I mean, the mayor. Words
You did. I'm pretty sure you voted for the wine.
for the mayor.
Oh, no, I
Put the
messed
mayor
up one of my
in.
stacks.
Who else
yeah, I
is
do
running?
think someone said they voted for him.
Shh. Not this guy.
Was it Kai? Please tell me it was.
I don't know. I don't remember if I
I'm
said
pretty
it.
sure Zoo said, "Oh, I voted for you"
If
when we were
That's
covering
why
for
you don't want
Athelios.
this job. Yeah, you all managed to get all of these refugees settled down. Those who didn't make it into rooms in the inn, they're in the library. They're housed. The next morning, you work with the local clergy, the druids, city guard, several inns. Everybody seems to really be intent on pitching in and making sure everybody's properly taken care of. The library's efforts are absolutely noted.
All thanks to our wonderful leader Zoo.
And with that, I think I'm going to leave us on a cliffhanger here for finding out how things went with the cart full of supplies.
God, I hope it went well. Let's see.
The level
They ate it.
5.
I hope. Yeah, I hope
they
everyone
ate
there
it.
wasn't like, we can take a little, a little sip. No one will notice.
Goblins steal things?
I know.
Yeah, but one or two of the raiding goblins dying wouldn't be a huge deal.
From poisoning would be a huge
Well,
deal.
they wouldn't know. They wouldn't be able to detect it.
Uh,
They just think they keeled over.
You
and
are
died.
assuming that they can't, but we've already seen a rogue,
Yeah,
a
true.
decently leveled rogue.
A possible ranger,
um,
a wizard, or a whatever, a mage or a warlock.
I'm gonna be thinking about reshaping the government style because this tyranny is not okay. He didn't let anybody know. Are you kidding me?
Wasn't it a group of elders who ran the whole town to begin with?
There is a group of elders, but the mayor is the money controller, I think.
Hmm.
I think the mayor is like
The
he's like the
day-to-day.
day-to-day politician. Yeah.
He's
Hey, I'll support you.
You could face war as a Jeremiah,
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey. Is it spelled Joffrey or
Not
is
Joffrey.
It spelled...
Jeffrey with a J.
Okay,
They both have J.
I know.
Geffrey.
No, it's not.
I swear to Christ.
Geffrey. Jeffrey. Okay.
Mhm. I used a random name generator after our last session, and
My
You should
bad.
feel bad.
Jeffrey with a G.
That's Geffrey.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah, that is Jeffrey.
In that case, Geffrey.
It's Jeffrey and Isaac.
Hmm.
Any of you listen to sports radio?
No.
Oh, dang. It's not Isaac and Sook. It's Isaac and Jeffrey. So just some I will keep wanting to say bookkeeping, but it's not bookkeeping, it's
Housekeeping?
housekeeping. Some housekeeping stuff. I know you said you wanted to level us to 5 fairly quickly. Are we thinking next session?
Probably not.
Okay.
And on that note, next week I am traveling for work, and then I have a poker weekend. So I think we're going to take next week off and play the Thursday after, if everybody's available.
Isn't the Thursday after
Thursday
Thanksgiving, or is that the following after that?
Oh, it sure is Thanksgiving. What do you guys think about the 26th? The Sunday after Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
can
that would be-
try. I don't know what I have planned for the 26th.
Like I said last time, like I'm free except for like the actual holiday days.
Yeah, we could do another day too. I think that's what you're saying.
Sweet. Yeah, let's tentatively plan for the 26th, and then chat after I get back from the trip.
Yeah, but to
Yeah.
overhaul the city.
Yeah.
God. He's gonna send Jeffrey after you.
Oh, I have a whole
You're
bunch of
gonna, like
no, I have a whole bunch of angry refugees that would probably help. I'm just kidding. A coup.
Are we-
No.
Are we
no.
doing League?
I need to charge my headphones. Maybe I need to eat and charge my headphones for at least 10 minutes. But
I would do some League.
You wanna take, like-
I'm gonna leave a little video right there. This is how I envision our conversations go with the mayor every time.
he needed a stir. No, he doesn't get coddled too. It's a screenshot. Oh.
I was doing the exact same thing on my side.
I'm like, it's a still.
Yeah.
I love the slow mo part.
Now I'm pulling it up. Let's see.
So funny story. When I was like